It's Wednesday. It's 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's 11:01. And I'm still in my robe. And I'm writing down ideas and having coffee. And after this, I'll have a nice bath. Trying to put myself in a place where I stop doing what I used to do, what is to go out and do a street show and grind. I'm trying to be more. I believe going out to the streets every day and doing the same show over and over is a good way to make money, but I don't think it's a good way to make a progressive career. And I learned a lot of that during the Fringe this year. Festivals and different kinds of theater and funding and all that. So I was just going to share with you a couple of ideas, just so it's out there. First one is I'd like to get this one underway. This is called The Juggler, the Cowboy, and the Bubble Man, which is Scott, Super Scott, myself, and Pop the Bubble Man. Pop the Balloon Man, depending on who you know. And I've changed the title. The title of it is now The Circus of Science. Last year, I went to a couple of libraries, hired-wise, and talked about global warming and how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. But I did it in a cowboy character, and it really engaged with the kids that were sitting there trying to listen to a very boring topic, but important topic. And they listened, and I deputized them all of my little Earth Cowboys and all that. And I thought to myself, that was really easy. I want to do more of that. I want to get paid to do that. Could there be funding? Is there funding? And I found out this year that there is. So the Circus of Science is Scott giving a display of gravity, myself doing a display of sound with the whips, and then Pop is gonna round it all off by doing bubbles, a bubble show, a 15-minute bubble show. Everybody loves bubbles. It's like for kids. It's great. And we're gonna do, what I would like to do is 40 schools year round, one school a week, and we pack it all into my van and we drive to that school and we go on a Wednesday. Everybody comes back from a gig on a Wednesday. Sometimes people leave early to go somewhere else on a Thursday, but everybody's home on a Wednesday. You know, hump day, something interesting halfway through the week for the kids. So half an hour show, 45 minutes all in with getting them in, getting them out, and have the government pay for it. Have it be funded. I think it's a good idea, the Circus of Science. And so there's that. I have a Christmas character called Brussels Sprout. He's an elf that tells really corny Christmas jokes. And I just dress myself up with the pointy ears, little pointy nose, and lots of makeup, and a voice changer, microphone, little candy canes, just a microphone, you know. And I sit in a wheelchair, and the wheelchair is covered by a box, and the box is a big present. It's a big gift, Christmas gift. That way I'm mobile, and I just kind of meet and greet people and tell them corny Christmas jokes. And it's funny. So there's a Christmassy idea. Stuart Avery in Dubai is excited to sell it. My agent here in Newcastle, Steve Cousins, agent of the North, is excited to sell it. And then there's my Wild West Street Show. This summer I broke the mold of the cowboy being a street performer. I used to go out and try to show off as much skill as I possibly could and not have any banter and just be super cowboy about it. And I've tried that for 2 years in a row, and this year during the Fringe I just kind of pulled back on the cowboy and let me be myself, just in a pair of chaps, and perform as a cowboy. and it worked. So now I want to be able to raise my skills, rope-wise, whip-wise, and try to get a little family interaction in there, because right now it's just me and a target person, volunteer-wise. But today is a day where I just sit down and kind of write out everything that I'm after. And this past weekend I came up with a juggling character called John Deere. That's Deare. So close. But he's Farmer John. But he's in all John Deere clothing, and he's a juggler, and he does an average juggler show. He starts off with, juggling farm animals, and then he gets on top of a wheelbarrow, and he walks the wheelbarrow on the handles like a walking ladder, and then he flips it over, and then the wheel on the wheelbarrow has a chain on it, and then I put a seat on the wheelbarrow, and I ride it as a unibarrel. and I juggle dangerous farm tools. But I just do it all to music. I don't want to talk too much because it's such a visual thing. I believe I could get booked in a lot of different places, having such a good costume and just basic skills. Because I've really watched the character shows recently, and they weren't good. I'm sorry. They weren't good, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, the festivals that I went to, they were good enough to get picked by the organizer, and they weren't the same level of skill as me. I say that respectfully. I've worked hard to say it. So I thought to myself, all right, man up the costume instead of jeans and a t-shirt, and bring a little bit more skill to the table, take away the banter, and put on some music, and then you get Ruse, then you get Farmer John. Just one more show. So, past that, I'm going back to America to spend some time with my family, and I will be going to Tombstone. I'm very excited about that. My family's not in Tombstone, they're in Florida. Yes, they're all fine. And then my wife's family is going to all get together at Tombstone, Phoenix, for a reason that I don't even want to get into. It's just a family thing, so I talk about their family business. But then January, February, and March, I'm not going to street perform except for Saturdays and Sundays. I'm just going to work really, really hard on my skills for my shows that I'm trying to produce. Thank you for listening. Try to relax and enjoy yourself.